We have an incredible set of people in the room here today. People from all kinds of institutions, right from long-standing and iconic department stores and brands to young and hyper-growth startups to solution providers and enablers to Amazon, which is a category in itself because they're largely responsible for this movement of supply chain from the back office to front and center of the customer. So it's a good diverse set of people here. A summit like this is valuable because it's an equally terrifying but exciting time for retailers to be here with all of the change that's happening in e-commerce and customers wanting things here and now, that the only way to differentiate is to be able to have a robust supply chain in place so that you can meet the customer when you want, where you want, and how you want it. And there's no one person that has all the answers to all of these questions. So it brings these people together so that they can talk about challenges that they face together and then hopefully come up with a solution that can be helpful. Ultimately, all D3 is one massive brainstorm session which we hope will ignite all kinds of amazing ideas for these retailers that have come around to improve and transform their supply chain. So yeah, it's just one big brainstorm party. D3 stands for Dynamic Distribution Disruption, and why this is important and how this comes together is because it's an extremely dynamic industry now with all of the changes that are happening, with e-commerce and store closures, but also stores being important in certain parts of retail and not so much in other parts of retail. So it's quite dynamic in the way that it's changing and how fast it's changing. And the distribution network is what makes retailers be able to differentiate from their peers and the disruption that comes with it. So that's why dynamic distribution disruption, and that's what D3 is. I mean, it's been incredible. It went well last year. Last year was the first year, and we were hoping to double it. But I think we more than tripled it this year, and it just shows how topical all of these challenges are for everyone that's gathered here. And it's the time of cross-border e-commerce, right? So we're starting D3 in Europe as well, which is going to be September 13th and 14th in London. So it's going to be pretty much as awesome as this, except for the European market and specific to European challenges. I mean, I think the biggest thing here is just redesigning your network for the omni-channel customer, which is a word that gets thrown around willy-nilly, and I don't think that there is a standard definition for it in the industry, and it could be different depending on what your role is in the company. As far as supply chain is concerned, what it means is to be able to fulfill an order from different channels based on what makes best sense to yourself as a retailer, based on costs, but also to the customer, so it can be seamless and quick in a way that they would like. So that's the biggest thing, is redesigning your network in a way that you can fulfill things from different channels within your network, so you can be close to your customer in a way that it benefits you. It's an interesting one because people oftentimes put it as Amazon versus everyone else, which is not the appropriate way of looking things, because if you think about it, they have been largely responsible for starting e-com, right? So what this could mean is you could either make it us versus them, or you just learn some of the best bits that they and a lot of other companies do really well and just apply that in your own work. So I think it's just a matter of perception, and the disruption is happening. You can either complain, sit back and watch your business be disrupted, or you can be at the front and center and disrupt while learning from companies like Amazon and most others. And that's the reason why platforms like these are so relevant, because you can come here and learn from so many companies and just go back to work and apply that in your own work.